Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this congressional inquiry? So God may help you.
According po kay former Senator Trillanes, sinabi po niya na piki ang war on drugs nung panahong administrasyon ni former President Duterte. Alam niyo po ba na kinasuhan po ni former Senator Trillanes sina Congressman Paulo Duterte, Attorney Mans Carpio for drug smuggling?
Kung may totoo lang maski isa, I will have in front of you. Anong kapalit, sir? Sampalin ko siya sa publiko. Yes. Sabi
ang statement po na yon na peke po ang war on drugs ni Duterte noong nakarang administrasyon. Ito po ay bunga nung nakalap namin na impormasyon at ebidensya nung kami ay nag-iimbestiga nila Senator Laila de Lima at dun sa aming sariling pagkalap na impormasyon at base na rin dito po sa testimonya, Mr. Chairman, ni Arturo Las Cañas sa ICC na naisumite niya at nagkaroon na rin ng kopya dito po sa Quadcom at doon sa kanyang video. Sinabi niya po na ginagamit lang ang war on drugs ni Duterte para takutin ang sambayan ng Pilipino at takutin ang iba't ibang sektor ng lipunan para hindi siya paghinalaan dun sa kanyang sariling involvement sa illegal drugs. Kaya nga siya na-mention po na siya ang Lord of all drug lords. Ito po ay sinabi niya na mga kasabwat ni Duterte ay sina Michael Yang, Charlie Tan, Sammy Uy. At ito po si Michael Yang ay ayon mismo sa report ni Colonel Acerto na dating Deputy Director of the Drug Enforcement Group of the Philippine National Police. Sinumite niya yung report tungkol sa involvement ni Michael Yang. Dito naman po, doon sa sinasabi niyo po, Mr. Chairman, na si Jimmy Guba na Customs Intelligence Police, sinasabi niya na si Michael Yang ang involved doon sa magnetic lifters na shipment. Ngayon po, lahat po yan ay nakalap namin. Pero ngayon po, kung dahil po doon, tinignan namin kung ano yung ebidensya na pwede naming malink ito. Kaya nga po, binalikan namin yung mga bank accounts na nakalap namin kay Duterte noong 2016. Tinitignan namin kung merong mga pumasok na pagkapirahan dito po sa kanya. At doon nga po kami nakakita na mga deposito sa mga accounts ni Duterte galing po dito po sa grupo ng mga drug lords na ito. At kung papayagan po, Your Honor, meron po akong PowerPoint presentation para po makita po nila kung ano yung sinasabi ko na money trail, paper trail dito po sa drug proceeds ni Mr. Duterte and his family.
How many minutes will be your presentation?
Ano lang po yan? 5 slides lang po ito. Pero I will focus on the last slide lang ho.
Sige,
Mr. Chairman.
Sige, go ahead, Mr. Trillanes.
So, ito po ang sige, doon po sa mga unang slides muna. Ayan. So, ito po yung mga bank accounts na nakalap ko po ito noong 2016. Tapos, ito po ay na-validate na ng Ombudsman na kaparehas nga nung naisumite ng AMLAC sa kanila. Kaya, ano po tayo, kumpiyansa po tayo sa provenance nitong dokumentong ito. So, sige po, next slide. Ito po yung mga iba't ibang mga pumasok na pagkapirahan kay accounts ni Duterte. Tapos, sige po, next slide. Ayan. So, ang total po ng mga credits na pumasok ay 2.4 billion. No? Ngayon, kung ano talaga yung actual total, malalaman po natin yan pagka binuksan po yung accounts. Ngayon po ito, no? Ang pagkakamali po ni Mr. Duterte nung nagtatago siya ng pagkapirahan ay ginawa niyang joint account yung kanyang anak na si Vice President Sara Duterte. Kaya ito po ay alam po naman natin na exempted sa bank secrecy law ang impeachment. So lalabas po yan lahat. Sige po, next slide. Ito po yung last slide. No. Dito po, meron po ito pong mga transactions na ito. Meron pong kay Vice President Sara, meron po kay Duterte, meron po kay Baste Duterte, meron kay Pulong Duterte, at meron po kay Hanilet Abansenya. Ito pong mga ito ay mga managers checks under their name na ang origin po ng account ay yung isa dun sa mga drug lords na minention ni Las Cañas na si Sammy Uy. Ito po, ano ito? Siguro ng mga panahon na yan, 2011 to 2013, medyo kumpiyansa sila sa kanilang mga gawain, kaya may physical na checks, no? Pero after that, ang mga deposito diretso na sa account, so wala nang paper trail. Pero makikita natin dito yung pattern po, Mr. Chairman. Nagdidibidendo yung drug lord doon sa pamilya nila Duterte tuwing October at April, no? Kaya sunod-sunod po yan. And by the way, makikita po natin si Vice President Sara, meron po siyang 2 checking in-encash dyan under her name, manager's checks. Tapos ito po ay while she was mayor, no? Kaya yan ay direct bribery, no? Tapos proceeds of the illegal drug trade. Ito po ang naging pruweba natin. Kaya nung cross match po namin yung dokumento na kuha namin at dito sa mga personalidad na minention po ni Arturo Las Cañas, na-confirm namin yung kanyang istorya. Nakita niyo po dyan, si Duterte, pareha sila ng amount na in-encash, no? Tapos, itong mga anak, sila Baste Duterte, ayan po, tagte 10 million every 6 months. Kay Pulong Duterte, meron din. Ngayon po, lahat ito ay hawak yan ng mga bangko mismo. Meron silang physical copy, meron silang soft copy netong mga sinasabi na ito. Kaya hindi po yan pwedeng i-deny lang kasi alam naman natin yung mga estilo ni Duterte, mag-a-admit konti pero magde-deny to confuse everyone. Pero ito po yung smoking gun, Mr. Chairman. So, yan po, we concluded na peke talaga ito. Ginagawa niya yung war on drugs para proteksyonan niya yung sindikato niya na sina Michael Yang, Sammy Uy, at Charlie Tan. So, kaya po, nung sa Davao pa lang, pinapatay po nila yung kompetensya. Tapos, nung sila na ang presidente, ginawa nilang National Death Squad, yung nangyari. Tapos si Leonardo nga po yung ginawa niyang point person. Tapos yung drug list na sinasabi ni Duterte, merong legitimate mga personalities doon, galing doon sa mga iba't ibang ahensya. Pero pag may kailangan silang isingit ng mga kalaban nila sa drug business, sinisingit po nila doon. Kaya nga may mga tinutumba na mga involved din sa illegal drugs kasi kompetensya nila yon sa distribution. Kaya yan po lahat na yan ay napagtagpi-tagpi namin. So, kaya that would explain kung bakit protektado si Michael Yang kahit na may report itong si Colonel Asierto. Tapos hindi lang po yan, nung nilabas po yung report na yon, sa sobrang pagproteksyon nila kay Michael Yang, yung mismong gumawa ng investigasyon, yun yung gustong ipapatay at sinampahan ng kaliwat kanang kaso. Kaya makita natin, dun sa mga drug lord na hindi kasabwat sa sindikato ni Duterte, ano siya, porsigido siyang patayin, pero doon sa kanilang grupo, itong mga ito na mention, Michael Yang, Charlie Tan at Sammy Oy, protektado hanggang ngayon. Ni nga yung PDEA director ni Duterte na si Wilkins Villanueva, ni hindi nga masama sa drug list hanggang after noong 2022 si Michael Yang. Yun po ang dahilan kasi biniling po sa kanya yan ni Duterte. Salamat po.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, please proceed, Congressman Teves.
may I
Mr.
ask
Chairman.
the former President kung alam niyo po ba na kinasuhan po ni former Senator Trillanes sina Congressman Paulo Duterte, Attorney Mans Carpio for drug smuggling?
Hindi ho. Pero kung totoong drug smuggling man sila, they should be prosecuted in court. And if convicted, they should serve sentence in jail. Hindi ko pipigilan yan. Kung anak ko, kung totoo. Ngayon, yung narration dito ni ko kilala itong taong to, forgot his name. Your Honor, if there is an iota of truth, ayuta lang, baski konti lang, you can find out, may nilagay siya ng records. Now, I'm willing to execute an affidavit or kayo na lang to summon the banks pursuant to my waiver. Kung may totoo lang baski isa, I will hang myself in front of you. You can summon, I will sign a waiver, all banks. Pati yung World Bank ng Amerika. Kung may isang totoo lang nakiting, I will resign and I will ask my daughter to resign and everybody in the family. That is my guarantee. And I will hang myself.
Mr. Chairman.
May I know...
Mr. Chairman.
Sir.
Dali sige, sorry. Congressman Paduano, sige. You and then Congressman Teves and then I will allow you, Senator Trillanes, after the two members have spoken. Yes, Congressman Paduano.
Thank you, Chairman, with the indulgence of Congressman Teves. Ganito lang po, because Senator Trillanes presented yung mga bank accounts. May I ask this former senator, how did you acquire these documents, bank documents?
Nung campaign po noong 2016, meron pong nag-abot sa aming opisina na ang pangalan po niya ay Joseph De Mesa, in-identify niya. So sinabi niya, meron siyang mga dokumento na pwede namin tignan. So kampanya po yon, hindi po namin nabigyan ng atensyon until siguro a few weeks after, nakita ko po, yun pong nandoon, iba't ibang accounts. Then, chinek namin, binalidate po namin kung totoo yun, no? So, may mga nagdeposito po na doon sa iba't ibang accounts ni Duterte. Tapos, totoo nga, legitimate po. Then, nung kampanya, nilabas ko po ito at inamin mismo ni Duterte na totoo daw kasi una, dinideny po nung kanyang spokesman, but eventually, nung na-corner na siya, inamin niya. No? Tapos, hinamon din niya po kami na magbibigay din siya ng waiver. It's the very same dare na sinasabi niya ngayon, o bluff na sinasabi niya. At ano po, ako po ay nagpakita dun sa BPI branch na yon sa Julia Vargas, pero siya po hindi sumipot. Ang sumipot sa kanya, itong si Panelo. Ngayon si Panelo, wala pong dalang waiver. Ang nilabas niya, special power of attorney na may specific conditions. Ngayon po, natapos na lahat yung kampanya, presidente na siya, ni ay ni oy, wala na po nangyari doon. Kaya ito po, inadmit niya na yan, mga dokumento na yan. Inadmit niya na yan, no? And let me just comment a bit, Mr. Chairman. Kasi yung sinasabi niya, in relation dun sa case na final ko kay Pulong tsaka kay Manscarpio, sabi niya, i-file daw sa korte at harapin nila. Pero yung mga libo-libong mga pinagpapatay never got that privilege of the due process. Pagka wala ka sa grupo niya, hindi ka sa sindikato niya, protektado ka. Kailangan mag-file sa korte. Pero pagkakaribal ka at ordinaryong Pilipino ka, tutumba ka. Yun lang po, Mr. Chairman.
Man, can I have my follow-up question?
You have the floor, Congressman
Na-
Paduano.
Former Senator Trillanes testified that that document was not acquired legally. It was just given to him, and with that, Mr. Chairman, though you might appreciate that bank records, but for me, Mr. Chairman, I am not a lawyer, but with regards to how authentic is the bank documents being presented to us by former Senator Trillanes, we must ask the AMLA, Mr. Chairman. So, with that, Mr. Chairman, unless Senator Trillanes can present to us another document that bank records came from an authentic, competent agency of government, Mr. Chairman. In this case, it's the AMLA. Now, Mr. Chairman, so with that, Mr. Chairman,
Chair, this is a very serious accusation. So,
Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair,
Congressman
point of order.
Paduano has asked the floor, but with the
Yes.
indulgence of
No, I think the chairman has ruled a while ago the sequence of those people present in this hall to answer.
okay.
I think we must follow that, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for reminding the chair, Congressman Acop. Now, Congressman Paduano, please proceed if that is your last.
I am sorry, I thought that you were tapos na.
Thank you, Mr.
thank
President.
you, Mr. President. Anyway, Mr. President, now with that, Mr. Chairman, and the former President has, a while ago, has a commitment to waive his right with regards to all the bank accounts that was mentioned by former Senator Trillanes. Now, Mr. Chairman, pwede naman parallel yan, AMLAC, at the same time, yung waiver, if the President, former President, will sign a waiver with regards to all those bank accounts. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I will sign it, the document, tomorrow. And I will hand it kasi gagawin pa ng abogado. But I said, if there is an iota of totoo yung sinasabi, I will hang myself in your presence. I will invite you all to be a witness.
Okay, thank you,
Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Paduano. Si Congressman Bong Teves, and then I will allow former Senator Trillanes after Congressman Bong Teves.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My last question. Siguro naman, first, Mr. President, lahat po na tinanong ko po sa inyo ay galing po yan kay Mr. Jimmy Guban. not for me. At kasi po ay na-invite na natin siya rito bilang isa sa mga resource person sa mga naunang hearings. And then, may I ask Mr. President, for my last question, given na po na na-acquit si former Senator Laila de Lima sa mga kaso niya tungkol sa drugs, as now, Mr. President, naniniwala pa rin po ba kayo na si former Senator de Lima ay queen of all drugs lords?
Sir, I go by what is the reality of the day. Pag sinabi ng korte, inosente si De Lima, inosente si De Lima. Wala tayong magawa dyan. Kung magsabi ang korte, guilty si Duterte, wala rin kayong magawa dyan. That's a democratic process.
Ibig sabihin po,
Wala.
nagkamali tayo ng pag-akusa kay former Senator de Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Okay, former Senator Trillanes, you are now recognized.
Maraming
May I-
salamat, Mr. Chairman.
May I
After,
be-
Mr. President, after the former senator, the chair will recognize you po.
May I be given...
Yes, yes. Going to the bathroom? Okay, okay. We'll have a 2-minute suspension. I'm sorry. Hearing resumed. Mr. President, you will be reacting to the
Yes, sir.
query.
Sabi, De Lima na acquit?
Yes, ang tanong natin kanina is, na-acquit po si si Senator de Lima at sinasabi po ni former President na kung ano ang hatol ng batas ay 10 ang masusunod. Ibig sabihin, nagkamali po ba ang ating dating Pangulo sa pag-akusa kay former Senator de Lima na siya ay isa sa mga queen ng drug lords?
Sir, saan mo narinig yan? Bigyan mo ako ng kopya. Saan mo narinig yan? A recording or a newspaper. Pangalawa, sir, nakalimutan ko na tuloy ang iksuhin. You know,
Do you need, Mr. President, a moment to...
I'm just collecting my mind, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Naipon na kasi.
We'll give you time, Mr. President. For the meantime, the chair would like to recognize...
May I
Yes,
ask
sir.
for a recess of just 1 minute?
Yes, we'll give you a 2-minute suspension. The hearing is suspended.
Hearing resumed. Mr. President,
Yes, Your Honor. Nalilito na ako kung anong sabihin ko. Pero sabi ko kung if I'm lying or if my statements are falsely stated, or if there is an iota of magbigti ako. So, in the same manner na kung magbigti ako si Trillanes, dapat magsabay rin sa akin.
okay, duly noted of your thoughts, Mr. President. Former Senator Trillanes, you're recognized.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. Ito pong dokumentong ito po yung naging basis ko nung plunder case na final ko kay Duterte noong 2016. At ito po ay inimbestigahan ng Ombudsman at ang Deputy Ombudsman Arthur Carandang, and I think the Quadcom can invite him. Siya ang nag-conduct ng investigation. Humingi siya ng dokumento sa AMLAC at kinonfirm niya. And because of that, tinanggal ni Duterte si Deputy Ombudsman. Now, aside from that, so pwede natin, suggested by Chairman Paduano, na yung AMLAC mismo, unless, since hindi naman na siya incumbent, pwedeng ma-access yun with the waiver. Pero we've been there before. Nagsabi na yan siya na magbibigay siya ng waiver. Puro bluff yan, pero hindi. Kaya nga, mas maganda kung ma-draft na po natin yan ngayon para papirmahan niya yan dito. No? Para wala ng alibay. Pero ito po, I'll be presenting later on, Mr. Chairman, a video of his actual admission of these accounts. No? So, ito naman pong mga cheque na in-encash, in-extract lang namin from that long list. Mga managers' checks po yan, hindi nawawala sa system po yan. And later on, exempted sa impeachment cases, kaya pwede po lumabas yan, ipepresenta po yan. That's the smoking gun ng proceeds of the illegal drug trade ng Duterte crime family. Salamat po, Chairman.
Thank you very much,
Sir,
former
I have to
Senator
respond
Trillanes.
to it. This
Former
guy
President,
is
with all due
story.
respect, with all due respect, I'll have to follow the rules. Yeah. I will give you time later, Mr. President. I will give you time later. Just so that we can put to rest this issue of waivers, because it's been going back and forth. Will the former president be okay that if we draft the waiver now, that it be signed today instead of tomorrow? Will you be fine with that, Mr. President?
Anong kapalit, sir?
Hindi.
Sampalin ko siya sa publiko.
Hindi. Wala naman.
Ngayon na.
Wala pong ganunan.
Mr. Chairman.
I'll give you, sasampalin ko sa
Mr. Chairman.
Session suspended.
Session suspended.
Sabi.
Please observe proper decorum. We are in a committee hearing. We have already stressed from the very beginning that the proper rules, decorum, will be implemented regardless of who you are. Regardless of who you are. We live by a set of rules in this committee, and those set of rules will be followed, and those set of rules will be implemented.
If I may.
Wait, session, it's still suspended. It's still suspended.
Sorry ho. I come from a faraway place. It's expensive to travel. Let us have a continuous hearing, maybe 5-10 days. And each hearing hanggang, I'm good until 2 in the morning. I demand that kind of, kasi probinsyano po ako, hindi naman ako mayaman. Every time that I am summoned here, it's a expense. Hotel, pati eroplano. Ngayon kung magsige tayo dito pa, ganon, mamuluwi ako. I am living on my retirement pay. Wala akong negosyo. Tanungin mo kahit sino sa Davao. Wala akong outside source except my retirement pay. Ngayon, kung ganito tayo palagi, mamamlubi talaga ako. So, mabuti pa, diretso tayo until kingdom come, until this committee will come to a logical and right decision. Hindi pwede yung magpatawag ng kayo ng ano-ano tapos anong oras. Expensive yan eh. Lalo na sa, mabuti kung mayaman kami. And we have to spend for the hotel. Anong
Hearing is resumed. Mr. President, inaalala lang po namin ang inyong health. Dahil ito naman po ay hindi pa ho, ito ang una't huling hearing na gagawin natin. And we wanted to make sure na ano ho kayo po ay healthy.
It would be great for the people to know that I died in your...
Mr. President, in deference also with the request of the Vice President, concerned lang po siya sa kalusugan po ninyo. And that's the reason why the chairman decided to let you go.
Vice President lang naman, di ba siya presidente? Hintay siya kung presidente siya, maniwala tayo.
So are you okay? And can we proceed, Mr. President?
Until kingdom come.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
Okay.
Now, the parliamentary status is that before we went on break, Congressman Jill Bungalon has asked a question to the lawyers who are present and our resource persons as well. Now, you can continue, Congressman Bungalon?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm already, let's end with the discussion of the jurisdiction. I just would like to ask some questions to one of the resource persons, former Senator Antonio Trillanes. Regarding po ito dun sa nabanggit ni Congressman Bong Tebes kanina, na may na-file daw ho kayong kaso laban kay former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, including his son, Congressman Pulong Duterte, and his son-in-law, Mans Carpio, and other respondents. Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang po malaman kung ano yung kaso na i-file po ni former Senator Trillanes.
Mr. Chairman, ang na-file ko na case laban kay Duterte ay tatlong plunder cases. Yung una, tungkol doon sa mga ghost employees at mga confidential funds niya sa Davao. Tapos pangalawa, yung frigate scam na 16 billion na kung saan ang binigay nila ng mga equipment ay yung mga segunda klase, whereas doon sa kontrata, mga primera klase yung nakalagay. Tapos pangatlo, yung 6.6 billion pesos na infrastructure projects na binigay ni Duterte at ni Bongo doon sa tatay at kapatid ni Bongo, starting nung mayor siya until nagpresidente siya. Then, may final din ako na illegal drug smuggling case laban kay Pulong Duterte, kay Mans Carpio, kay Charlie Tan, Nicanor Faildon, Allen Capuyan, at iba pa. Ito yung tungkol sa 6.4 billion peso shabu na hinayaan lang nung presidenteng galit daw sa illegal na droga, pero ang mga kinasuhan lang yung mga maliliit na players at na-spare yung mga drug lords.
Mr. Chair, pwede ho ba malaman kay former Senator Trillanes kung saan niyo po i-final yung mga kasong ito?
Final ko po sa DOJ itong illegal drug trading case. Yun pong unang plunder case na ito nga which included the illegal ill-gotten wealth of Duterte, sa ano po 'yon, sa ombudsman. Then yung dalawang plunder ay nandoon din po sa DOJ na file. Apo.
Mr. Chair, I am more particular on the case that you just have recently filed,
Yes.
the 6.4 million shabu, and that was filed before the Department of Justice, correct?
Opo, yes, Mr.
And
Chairman.
may we know, Mr. Chair, what is the status of this case pending before the DOJ?
Ngayon po, nasa case build-up stage siya. Pero ano po ito, no? Open and shut case ito dahil yung ibang involved dito na akusado ay actually na-convict. So they will just be using the same set of evidence. Pero this time, it will include ito na mga ibang mga personalities na hindi nasama dun sa unang kaso, Mr. Chairman.
And aside from
Mr. Chair,
Congressman...
may I interrupt? If this is an open and shut case, why is there a build-up until now?
Dahil
Nagmamakawa ako sa Diyos na i-file na. Dispense with the investigation, file the case in court.
darating po tayo dyan, Mr. Chairman.
Hindi
Pero ito po, no, buti nga yung anak niya na drug lord at saka yung ano niya, son-in-law
That
ay
would be,
ano,
I take exception to that statement, Mr. Chair.
Please,
It is not fair and
it's my opinion.
mischievous.
It's my
statement.
opinion. Ikaw nga pinapapatay mo yung mga suspected
session suspended.
Wala ka na. Ano?
Sani. Pinapagalit eh. Sani. Huwag kang mag-arte rito ng ganyan. You do not provide.
Please avoid calling names. We can conduct this hearing professionally and calmly. So avoid calling names para hindi po tayo magkaroon ng sakitan. Hearing is resumed. Congressman Mongalon.
Mr. Chair, may I continue with my interpellations? Mr. Chair, with regard to this case filed and pending before the Department of Justice, I just would like to ask the complainant, former Senator Trillanes, I think it is safe to assume that before you filed the case, you conducted your research. Would that be correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Doon pa lang sa Senado, nag-imbestiga na po kami. At lahat po ng nakalap namin na impormasyon doon, plus yung mga ginamit ng prosecution sa paglilitis ng kaso, yun po ang included. At maliwanag po yun, no? Yun namang pagka-label ko po ng drug lord, that is my assessment po, Mr. Chairman, with all due respect dun sa mga members ng committee. There is no other skirting around the fact. Kasi po, nung sila, maliwanag po dun sa testigo, yung testimonya ng testigo, kinokontrol ang gatekeepers at that time ng mga kontrabando ay si Man Scarpio at si Pulong Duterte. At nakalagay po yon on record sa Senate investigations at doon sa court hearings. Then, ito nga po, no? Hindi sila sinama nung final sa kaso by some miracle, ang in-include lang yung mga minor players. Ngayon, yun nga po yung sinasabi ko simulat sa pool, kasi po kung talagang seryoso tayo dun sa paglilinis ng ating bayan ng illegal drugs, dapat hahanapin mo yung mastermind. Sino yung pinakang drug lord na nag-import nito? At yun nga po, ang natumbok namin, si Pulong Duterte. In fact, nung Senate hearing, sinabi ko nga na miyembro ng triad si Pulong at yung proof nun ay yung dragon tattoo sa likod niya, which is the mark of a triad member. And I challenged him. Sabi ko kung pwede siyang ipakita ron. At kahit na dun lang siya sa isang secluded room at makuha ng Sergeant at Arms, edi either mapoprove or disapprove. Kung prove or disprove. At doon nga po tinanggihan niya, no? It was an opportunity to show the whole country na hindi lang inosente siya, na kundi mali yung aking mga impormasyon. So natumbok na namin yun noon, pero nung final yung kaso, tinanggal po yung anak, si Pulong. Opo.
To continue, Mr. Chair.
You have last 2 minutes, Congressman Bungalon.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll just wrap up my questions. To continue, you conducted that Senate investigation in 2017. And what was the outcome of that investigation?
Yun nga po, no? Dahil na whitewash po nung mga panahon na yon, kasi yung chairman ng committee noon ay kaalyado nito ni Duterte, kaya wala pong nahantungan. Tapos nung final po sa DOJ yon, yung kaso na yon, dahil nakatingin na po yung buong Pilipinas eh. At nakuha talaga yung 6.4 billion shabu, so kailangan po may mananagot. Pero ang mga nanagot ay yung mga nasa ibaba lang. Ni nga pangalan lang nung drug lord na nasa likod ng importation na yon, ni hindi po minimension nung mga PIDEA or nito ni Duterte para lang pakita, no, kung sino yung nasa likod nun. Kaso he was not interested precisely because kagrupo niya. Isa na doon yung anak niya. Yun po yun.
Mr. Chair, a while ago you mentioned the name of Michael Yang.
Yes.
Is he a respondent to this case?
Doon po yan sa Jimmy Guban case. Dalawa po kasi, no, yung 11 billion na yung shabu shipment na yon. Ang sabi ni Jimmy Guban, base doon sa testimonya niya dito, doon po involved si Michael Yang, Pulong again, and Manscarpio. Pero doon po, dito sa 6.4 billion peso shabu, ang lumabas po si Charlie Tan, ang drug lord associate na kasama nila. And lahat po to lumabas po dun sa testimonya ni Arturo Las Cañas. These are the names: Michael Yang, Sammy Uy, at Charlie Tan. Sila po yung mga kakagrupo ng drug lords na kapartner at pinoproteksyonan ni Duterte.
For my last question, Mr. Chair, you also mentioned a while ago the word triad.
Yes.
Ano ho ba itong triad nito at ano ang partisipasyon nitong triad nito sa sinasabi niyo pong 6.4 million na shabu at yun yung basis nyo ng pag-file ng kaso laban ho sa mga respondents dito sa kasong ito?
Base po sa testimonya ni Las Cañas, miyembro po ng triad si Charlie Tan at Michael Yang at ni-recruit nila si Pulong. So yun po ang triad. Ito po yung mga grupo na involved sa mga illegal activities na based sa mainland China, Hong Kong, and Macau, Mr. Chairman.
That would be my last question, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Interrupt. Thank you, Congressman Bungalon. Mr. President, you'd like to say something?
There are so many persons accused here or mentioned to be criminals. Criminal yung ano. In fairness, yung mga tao na sinasabi nito, dapat ipatawag.
Ye-
At given a chance also to answer.
Yes, we will, in fact, we
that-
invited them in the
That
last
is,
two hearings.
yeah, this is how it operates, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Fairness.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, the next to interpolate is Congressman Paulo Ortega, and then Congressman Suwan, and then Congressman Lara, and then Congressman Acop, and Congressman Garin. So, yun ho ang ating order para hindi ho kayo malito. So, Congressman Ortega, you are recognized.
Chair, I will yield my time to Congressman Suwan since I was given a 9-minute interjection earlier. Thank you.
So, you're yielding your time to Congressman Suwan. Okay. Congressman Suwan, you're recognized.
Thank you, Congressman Paulo, Deputy Majority Leader. May I request, Mr. Chair, that we also extend to the former President the same leniency that you extended for Congressman Raj and Congressman Zia. Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I'm just curious. I'm certain that you believe that the way you conducted the drug war was legal. Am I correct?
That was the way I viewed how to control the crime, sir. The best way that I could have possibly undertaken sa isip ko as president. It was my sole single discretion.
Okay, sir.
Nothing could have moved without my
You say so. But I'm curious, if that was your belief, why did the Philippines withdraw from the International Criminal Court?
Hindi man, it has nothing to do with itong kaso.
The drug war. May I know the reason why you withdrew from the International Criminal Court?
It's a silly court.
I'm sorry, sir?
It's a silly
It's
court.
a silly, okay. It's a silly court.
Walang ginawa yan. Wala namang nakulong. Wala namang, basta puro demanda yan. We have seen a lot of leaders, world leaders, from Africa committing acts of murdering his people, murdering his neighbor. Wala man ako nakita, sir, na rinig nila na nakulong hanggang ngayon.
But were they actually members of the International Criminal Court, though?
Yes, sir.
They were also members.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And yet they were not tried?
They were tried, but wala kang nangyari.
Okay. Have you ever thought of actually facing the International Criminal Court instead of withdrawing? Had it ever crossed your mind back then?
Sir, hindi ako believe sa puti. I would rather face a Filipino. Baski ako, wala akong abogado. Ako lang. And he can sentence me to death or to reclusion perpetua. Basta korte ng Pilipino, I will abide by it. I will not allow a foreigner to judge me for the things that I had to do during my time as President of this Republic.
So you trust the Filipino courts more than the ICC?
Of course, sir.
Okay.
Of course, and they can have the special prosecutor or whatever. Sila na ang mamili. The administration, kung sino man ang nandyan, will have a choice of what prosecutors, kung anong tawagin nila, o create a special court Wala akong problema, sir. Congress can do it. They can enact a law creating a special, and they can go back to the so-called crimes that I committed, and I will willingly submit. Pag sinintensihan ako ng korte, sir, ng Pilipinas, okay ako. Even if it is really against my freedom.
Okay, Mr. President. Although I seem to remember that some of the Filipinos who went to the ICC, I think maybe one of the reasons why they went there instead of going to our domestic courts was maybe they were concerned that they could not get the same justice here in the Philippines as they could in the International Criminal Court. How would you reconcile that with your belief?
Then they don't deserve to be Filipinos residing here. They're better off where they think that the courts are good for them. Hindi ako mag-surrender ng foreign court, sir. Never. I will not allow myself to take to place under jurisdiction of any court. Pilipino ako, mamatay ako na Pilipino, makulong ako na Pilipino before a competent judge, a competent prosecutor, and I have a defense counsel, ang kagaya ng katabi ko, pati yung sa likod ko, they are all good, and I know that I will be acquitted.
Salamat kayo, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Masarap.
I would like to ask questions from former Senator Trillanes. I heard earlier that you filed several cases against the former president. And one of those was regarding drugs. And what was the second case that you filed?
Bali, Mr. Chairman, 3 plunder cases ang final ko laban kay Duterte at isang illegal drug smuggling case laban kay Pulong Duterte and Manscapio.
So 2 plunder tapos isang
Tatlo po.
3 plunder cases?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
And 1 drug smuggling case.
Yes.
So you filed 4 separate cases against the Duterte family.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
What was the earliest case that you filed?
Yung una po, yung 2016 na final ko. At yun nga po yung inimbestigahan ng ombudsman. At in the course of their investigation, ito pong si Deputy Ombudsman Arthur Carandang ay na-confirm niya na-validate niya yung Mr. Chairman, yung mga documents na sinubmit ko doon sa nung hiningi niya yung documents sa AMLAC. So the documents I presented here were the same ones.
The ones that you showed earlier?
Yes, yes, Mr. Chairman.
Here in the screen?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So those were the basis of the case that you filed in 2016?
2016, yes.
And what case was that again? Plunder?
Plunder, yes, Mr. Chairman.
So who were the accused in that case?
Siya lang po, Mr. Chairman. Siya lang.
And what happened? What was the basis for you filing that case?
Yun nga po, yung...
Just the documents
yes,
itself?
and mga COA documents regarding yung mga ghost employees niya sa Davao.
Is that another case or is that
Part po yun nung plunder case kasi...
in 2016?
In 2016 kasi what's happening sa Davao, meron silang peace and order funds na ginagamit nila, mga ghost recipients, tapos ang pang-clear nila. At kasama nga dyan, yung testimonya rin nila Edgar Matobato at ni Arturo Las Cañas na nakakakuha sila ng mga allowances from those peace and order funds. Yun po ang basis nun, Mr. Chairman.
May I
That-
respond?
Yes, Mr. President.
Kung bright ito, naging presidente sana siya. Bakit ako siya ang nakulong? Mutiny.
Let's go back to the
Let's go back to history. Anong kasalanan ko?
Mr.
Anong
Chair,
kasalanan nito?
Mr. Chair,
Yung witness.
Congressman Akop,
point of order lang.
what is the point of order?
May I remind our members not to ask question or shall we say permit a resource person to speak unless the chairman says so. That is the rule of this committee. Kanina pa po kami nandito, hindi kami kumikibo. Kasi yun po ang rule eh. So we must follow our rules to have an orderly proceeding. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for reminding
I submit,
the chair.
Mr. Chair.
Please be reminded of the rule of this committee in allowing members or resource persons to speak. The chair must recognize them first. Please keep that in mind. You may
Mr. Chair.
continue.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. President.
This is not really to debate with you. It might be improper. Pero, sir, before we can be really stand corrected, we must know the rules first. Kung may kopya sana kami, alam namin how to behave. The problem is, kayo lang may kopya ng rules ninyo, wala naman kami.
Okay.
So, hindi namin masunod yung
The
gusto
COMSEC is
ninyo.
directed to provide copies, several copies to the resource persons here of the rules of procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation. Please provide them. Now, you please continue,
Thank
Congressman
you,
Suwan.
sir.
May I ask again, former Senator Trillanes? So let's go back to the case that you were talking about, the first case. So what happened to the deputy ombudsman, right, Karandang?
Yes, the Deputy Ombudsman Arthur Karandang confirmed that the documents that I attached when I filed the case was the same set of documents from the AMLAC, from the Anti-Money Laundering Council that they requested. So,
Who requested?
The Ombudsman as part of their investigation.
So what happened to the first case?
So they cannot dismiss it because everything was valid and was validated. So what Duterte did was he fired the deputy ombudsman na nag-iimbestiga. Ganun po 'yon. So nung napalitan na, edi nag-stall na ang kaso.
What
So,
is the status of the case right now?
It's still shelved. So probably once we get a new ombudsman, then these things would start moving, Mr. Chairman.
Say something. Sir,
Mr. Chair.
With the indulgence of Congressman Suwan. Yes, Mr.
Yes,
President.
Mr. President.
wala tayong pakialam sa ombudsman. We cannot interfere. Alam ninyo yan, baski sino. Lalo na mga politiko.
Yes,
Wala tayong pakialam sa ombudsman. We cannot tinker with the ombudsman. And you can call him here and ask him questions. Hindi pwede talaga yung unless, sir, if you are not a self-respecting lawyer, kung wala kang delikadesa, sir, ganon. Pero ganon naman ako, sabi ko, kanina pa insisting na mahirap lang ako. I have a set of rules in my life and I follow rules in the civil aspect of my life. And naging physical ko.
thank you, Mr. President. That's noted. Yes, please proceed.
Okay, let's go back to the case. Senator Trillanes, you said that your case involved plunder.
Yes, yes, Mr. Chairman. And let me just add, Mr. Chairman, Duterte keeps on saying na he cannot interfere, pero it is on record, kahit i-google po natin ngayon, Mr. Chairman, he fired. Pinatalsik niya sa pwesto yung nag-iimbestiga nung kaso niya, the Deputy Ombudsman Arthur Carandang, who was earlier invited by the chairman para maririnig po sa kanila kung ano talaga yung nangyari po doon sa investigation po na yun.
Mr. Chair, was the former Assistant Ombudsman invited here?
We have not sent an invitation to him, Your Honor.
Yes.
Chair, it's been moved earlier, Mr. Chair. It's been moved earlier.
Oh, I stand corrected. Yeah, there was a motion earlier.
Mr. Chairman, I'm the one that moved to invite former Deputy Ombudsman Carandang because we need to check the authenticity of such claims made by former Senator Trillanes. Well, in fact, I'd just like to correct the statement of the President, former President. We can invite ombudsman, and it's up to them to attend. But being a former congressman, being a former deputy ombudsman, we can invite him to shed light on the matters that was raised by former Senator Trillanes.
I agree, Mr. Chair. Since
Thank you,
he's
Mr.
no longer
Chairman.
the ombudsman, then
Yes, sir.
it would be better to invite him too.
More so that there is there is something cast an aspiration against the office. It is in keeping with our government to make it good and really safe for everybody to have justice and for the safe administration of the laws of the land.
We'll make sure that the former Deputy Ombudsman will attend the subsequent hearings of the Quad Committee, Your Honor. So you have 2 more minutes left, Congressman Suwan.
Senator, the crime of plunder is quite serious, and I think there is a minimum amount of, there is a threshold before plunder can be alleged. How much was the amount involved in this case that you filed?
Doon po sa first case, 728 million, thereabouts, yung involved. Tapos, doon naman po sa isa, 6.6 billion pesos yung involved. At ito po
Is
kasi...
this the drug case?
No, the infrastructure projects na inaward ni Duterte doon sa tatay at kapatid ni Bongo when he was still the special assistant to the president. So, yan po, maliwanag po kasi first degree of consanguinity, sila yung nakikinabang nung mga pondo na yon. Then the third one is yung 16 billion peso frigate scam. At nalugi po doon yung
Can you tell us more about this?
Yes. So, yung case po na yon, yung sa frigate scam, nagkaroon po ng kontrata na bibili ang Pilipinas ng worth 16 billion or something from a Korean company. So nagkaroon po ng kontrata. Tapos doon po sa kontrata, iba't ibang brand ng equipment ang nakalagay. Ito yung mga primera klase na brand ang nire-request ng...
What do you mean by primera klase?
Yung pinakang high-end or what's this? First
First hand, not second hand?
No. Ano po, Mr. Chairman? First class. Yung pinakamagandang klaseng equipment na ginagamit din ng ibang mga Navy. At yun po ang nasa kontrata. Tapos nung napirmahan na yung kontrata, nung nag-assume na ang Duterte administration, ay suddenly pinalitan nila ng mga mahihinang klaseng brand yung mga equipment. At in short, parang ang analogy po doon, Mr. Chairman, parang kang bumili ng Mercedes-Benz,
pero yung makina ay pang owner na jeep, parang ganon. So, ganun po ang diniliber. Kaya malaki po ang kinita ng kontraktor at nilabi po yon nito ni Duterte at ni Bongo to the point na nung ino-oppose ito ng flag officer in command ni Admiral Mercado, dahil nilalaban niya yung kailangan ng Navy, tinanggal po siya unceremoniously nito ni Duterte.
Who was removed?
Si Admiral Mercado, Mr. Chairman. Na ginagawa lang naman yung tama at nilalaban ko ano yung nasa kontrata. Pero naareglo na nila eh. Siya po yung tinanggal, Mr. Chairman.
Call the Navy. Baka sunod ito sa Air Force na.
Okay.
Please proceed.
So, what happened to the third case?
Yung third...
The one involving the frigates?
Nasa investigation phase, Mr. Chairman. And by the way, liliwanagin ko lang po, no, na I didn't say anything negative about the current ombudsman. I'm just saying baka meron po siyang ibang mga priorities kaya hindi po niya natututukan itong nauna kong final na case. And let's hope that that will change in the months to come.
And last question, Mr. Chair. What happened to the second case, the one where you said involved 6.6 billion for infrastructure projects?
Final ko po yan sa DOJ. As far as I know, ano rin po, nasa investigation and case build-up phase. Pero yan po, lahat ng dokumentong pinasa ko dyan ay mga COA and DPWH contracts at documents. So, yan naman po, itong tatay at kapatid ni Bongo na wala pong AAA license, ang ginagawa po nila, ang modus nila, nagpa-partnership sila, kunyari, doon sa isang may AAA contract, tapos, pero ang lahat ng nakapirma, even yung mga nagkiklaim ng checks, ay yung tatay at kapatid ni Bongo. At maliwanag po yon na sila po ang nag-benefit beyond the threshold na 50 million, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. May I just manifest, Mr. Chair, that I don't think that the Ombudsman is sitting on his duties.
Correct.
Anyway, that's
Okay, thank you.
that's the last of my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Suwan.
Call the attention of the
Chairman.
Ombudsman.
We will
Mr. Chairman.
invite the former deputy ombudsman.
And charge them for negligence or delay, whatever. They have to make answerable. Everybody in this government
we will
should
study
be
that,
made to
Mr.
answer
President. We will study
for
that.
any
And if it,
negligence, delay, or for willful.
Mr. Chairman.
we will study that, Mr.
Mr.
President.
Chairman.
Yes, Congressman Paduano.
As part of the position of the chair to study that case that was mentioned by the former Senator Trillanes, may we direct the former senator to submit in this committee all the cases that he filed in the Ombudsman before the next hearing?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Please submit to this committee before the next hearing.
Yes, Mr.
Para
Chairman.
po, we can discuss it. Wala namang subjudice dito.
Yes,
No?
Mr. Chairman.
But of course, the merit of question of yung sinabi ni former president, let us see. No? Let us see what will be the action of, well, in fact, kung may nakita tayong problema, kahit sinong citizen of this country can file a case against those sitting officers in the Ombudsman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.